the very first thing that I learned researching through the Freemason online library and going through their actual teachings on psychology and mastering the universe was that they say the first rule is to understand your life is not your own. Your reality is not your own. Your mind is not your own. Now, they say it in their own words, but what they're pointing out is if you want to change your reality or control your future, you have to understand where your reality is being generated from. For example, the first time that I learned this in my life, I was 20 years old, and I was on my floor in my bedroom crying. Like, I thought my life was over. It was put all my eggs into one basket to make my dreams a reality. I wanted to become a big, successful author. I dropped out of college. I'd put, my entire life into this, seeing if I could write this book about traveling around the world and if it would work out. And I was confident I was going to get Louise Hay and Hay House Publishing to publish my book. I had manifested all these amazing things that led me to a meeting at Louise Hay's house in San Diego, California, sitting in her backyard. And I'm telling her about my book and my story and my goals. And I left absolutely certain that my dreams were going to become a reality, and Hay House was going to publish my book, and Louise Hay was going to love me, and everything was going to go great. And then I got an email the next week from the CEO, and he informed me that they would not be publishing my book. Better luck next time, little kid. And I had to basically self-publish it and give up that dream. This was so devastating to me because I'm sitting there and I'm thinking maybe this has happened to you before, where something happens in your life that just sucks. It isn't what you want. And you're wondering, why is this happening? Like, why is this occurring? Well, the answer, if you read the Freemason literature, which also matches up with modern neuroscience, it's about understanding that the outer reality that you experience, that you call your life, is really a mirror of your brain and your mind. And your brain, which is the principles that they teach, your brain fires cells. And whatever cells are repeatedly fired, they wire together. Just like if you have a bunch of trees that grow in the same area, underground, their roots all grow together, right? And they all intertwine and they build like a web. Well, that's what happens to the cells of your brain. And however those get wired, that controls your personality, your subconscious mind, your habits, your behaviors, your thoughts, your beliefs, and that controls your reality. It's almost like an operating system for a computer that controls the reality. That is the first thing they teach in Freemasonry from what I've gathered, because until you understand that, then you can't change your reality, or you can't control your reality. So go back to me, I'm like this kid that thinks my dreams are all going to come true. Hay House denies me. All the other publishing companies deny me. I'm like, why isn't this working? Why are my dreams coming true? None of this works. Life's unfair. Come to find out, the reason that was happening to me is because I was programmed negatively. I didn't believe I was good enough. I didn't believe I was smart enough. It goes back to specific memories that you have. And if you pull up this image here and you look at it, this is out of the Freemasonry library. And essentially what this is showing you is that your environment from the time that you were a child, your environment is sending signals to your brain and your subconscious mind, and those dominant signals become the personality, habits, the actions, the thoughts, the beliefs, and the entire life trajectory that you have. Growing up, I didn't think I was smart. My brother was super smart. He was in all AP classes. He got like over 4.0 GPA for numerous of his years in middle school and high school. And I couldn't even focus. Like, I was diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, and I was that guy that would just like study as much as I could. Then I'd freak out right before the test, forget it, whatever. I was just a C student, and I knew that I wasn't that smart according to my results. So I internalized that. The environment gave me my software. The environment gave me my software. Then as an adult, I am not good enough, I am not smart enough, was still my software, and it had been wired into my brain. And that was controlling my reality. And that's why Hay House rejected me. All the other publishing companies rejected me. Consciously, I knew what I wanted. I did my affirmations. I watched The Secret. I worked hard. I studied productivity. I went to seminars. But that's the conscious. The subconscious was still running on that operating system of I am not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Everything changed for me when I started using a success hypnosis. And I have a free success hypnosis MP3. It's jakeshypnosis.com. You can head over to jakeshypnosis.com. Not yet. Go at the end of the video, because this is some of the most important information I ever learned. So go to jakeshypnosis.com, or you can click the link in the description, or it's pinned as the top comment in the comment section right there down below, and you can get it for free. The key is just to listen to it every single day, even if it's 2 minutes one day, 45 seconds one day. That daily repetition is how you uninstall the old software that you got from the environment. That's how you uninstall the old memories from your childhood, your teenage years, your toddler years, your young adult years. That's how you uninstall those memories and the subsequent thought patterns and belief systems, habits, and behaviors that you developed from those memories and experiences of the environment, which are now controlling you incognito as an adult and controlling your future. That's the key. And that's the first principle that I learned as I was researching the depths of the psychology teachings of Freemasonry. Now, the second principle is to stop watching your mind's movies. Now, again, that's not the terminology they use in Freemasonry. I just invented that. But the principle that they teach in Freemasonry for their rituals and initiations from all of my research is that symbols are the key. Now, they explain that when you go through these rituals and they bring these individuals through, the goal is to change their mind, is to reprogram their subconscious mind. And so what they do is use symbols and images. And if you go look at the online trainings or the online video libraries of Freemasonry, what they teach is that your mind works in pictures. If I say, think of your refrigerator, and let's say you have a black refrigerator, you don't spell the letters B-L-A-C-K out in your head. You don't think in letters. You don't think in words. You think in pictures. You see it instantly. Like if you say to me, what's your daughter look like? Think of it in your mind, Jake. I don't spell out her name in my head. I see their pictures right away. So the mind works in pictures, which are really a snapshot of early childhood memories that you have. When I talked about feeling like I wasn't good enough and smart enough, really that is a memory. There's pictures in my mind that now I have turned the volume down on those so they don't control my reality anymore. But I could see the pictures. I can remember sitting there with this tutor after school. I can remember trying to hide my report cards from my mom. Like I can remember all these specific things. So Freemasonry teaches that to reprogram your mind and your subconscious, you have to understand that the mind works in pictures and symbols. Once you understand that the mind works in pictures and symbols, then what you can do is change the symbols and the pictures that you receive. The way that you do that is through constant spaced repetition. Constant spaced repetition is the same way that you would learn a song, right? Like if you hear the same song on the radio over and over, what happens? It gets stuck in your head whether you like it or not. Like what that song about like whatever it is, Drake Hotline Bling. If you heard that over and over, I know when the hotline bling, it's going to get stuck in your head. Or if you are a parent, maybe you hear Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Once you hear that 4 or 5 times, it's going to get stuck in your head, right? That is constant spaced repetition. Constant spaced repetition. So the way that you change the symbols and images, or you uninstall the old memories, is that you consciously suggest new ones while you are using hypnosis. In Freemasonry, what they do is these rituals. I don't know exactly what goes on. My personal opinion was that, I don't know, they seemed a little sinister, like there's something else going on. But when they discuss them in their library, what they're talking about in their online library is that they use the temple as a means of disassociating the environment, disassociating your mind from your 5 senses. So you're not out in the world while you're doing it. It's a disassociation technique. So the environment is not impressing upon you anymore. And then you can insert new symbols or new images. What I did was just use a success hypnosis every single day. And I would do it for specific conscious time where I could close my eyes so I could disassociate my 5 senses, right? Because when your eyes are open and you're looking around, you're taking in feedback from the environment all day long, right? So what you want to do is shut that off. And when you can shut that off, what happens is you can create new pictures. And the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's not real. It just accepts whatever the dominant symbols that are placed into it through constant spaced repetition. So what I would do is replay a specific scenario over and over. I call it the record player technique. Mine was that I got my books published, I had a viral YouTube channel. All of a sudden I'd become really successful. And I focused it down into 2 main ones. One of the specific memories of the future that hadn't happened yet that I installed into my mind was my books at Barnes & Noble on the bookshelf next to Wayne Dyer. Dyer and Ducey, so similar last name. Books in Barnes & Noble in the specific sections are in accordance to alphabetical order. And when you are a self-published author, your books are not going to be in Barnes & Noble. And so what I did is I ended up printing my books. I went into Barnes & Noble and I would go into every single one I could, and I would bring a couple copies of my book into Barnes & Noble. And I would put them right next to Wayne Dyer's books. And then I would sit in those little leather chairs where you can sit and, do a trial version of reading a book. And I would sit there and I would imagine my book really being there. Not that I put it there, it's really there. Crazy thing happened. Short while after of selling my books out of the trunk of my car, that first book sold 10,000 copies, which led to a book deal with Penguin Random House, the #1 English publishing company in the world, for 2 more books. And my books ended up being right next to Wayne Dyer's books in that section. Another of the specific future record player symbols that I put in my mind was my YouTube channel going viral. When I had a couple thousand YouTube subscribers and I was getting like 10 or 20 views on every single video, I would replay this scenario where I would shake my computer mouse, and when I would refresh my internet browser and look at my YouTube data, all of a sudden I had hundreds of thousands of subscribers and they came out of nowhere, and oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And how the heck did this happen? Just as really quick, shake the mouse, look at it. holy crap, my channel went viral, and then go yell to my wife. That's it, just 2-3 seconds like that. And I would replay those scenarios while I listened to a success hypnosis. So I've disassociated from my environment. My 5 senses are not creating thoughts anymore. When you look at your bank account and there's no money in it, and what do you say? I am broke. That is your 5 senses controlling your thoughts. When I would look at my poor grades on my report card or a bad grade I got on a test, that is my eyes, my 5 senses, my environment controlling my thoughts, because I would say, I am dumb, I am not smart enough, I am not that great. Same thing. So when you close your eyes and you put a new symbol or ritual or image into your mind, you can actually uninstall the old memories or the meaning of those old memories that are holding you back, even if you don't know exactly what they all are, and you can install new software. Eventually that will control your reality. So you can get my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. Just listen to it every day, even if you just have 60 seconds. Once you do that every day for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, even if it's for 60 seconds, 90 seconds, that constant spaced repetition starts to build that new brain, subconscious mind, and that is what shifts your reality. Once the new memory happens, things change very fast, which is what happened to me. I was doing the YouTube, imagining my channel going viral. Nothing was happening, and my wife and I went camping, and we just went camping for 2 days, and we had no cell service. So when I came back after those 2 days, we went to a coffee shop so I could get on the internet and publish a new video, and holy crap, my channel went viral. And I'll never forget it. My wife was in line at the coffee shop, and I was sitting at the table doing my internet while she grabbed us a cup of coffee. And I ran over into line, and I was like, you're not going to believe this. And I was like trying not to sound crazy because there was like all these people in line, and I'm like trying to like be calm. I'm like, my channel just went viral, like out of nowhere. And that's exactly what will happen to you. It will surprise you how fast it happens. But the key is to disassociate from your environment. Once you disassociate from your environment, use my success hypnosis. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com. And most importantly, you have to combine that with a new symbol. And that's what Freemasonry is teaching. The mind works in symbols, and you need a new symbol to replace the old ones. And that's how you install new memories or new instructions to your brain and subconscious on how you want to predict and create your future. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe, bell notification, and you can click right here to watch another video if you enjoyed this one.